Issue 29, Money and Friends.
Some time ago, I loaned $1,000 to a couple I considered to be my closest friends. Their money was tied up in a court dispute with a business partner, and they needed financial assistance for living expenses. I didn't have much excess cash sitting around, but I offered them my income tax refund because I knew they were desperate. They promised to pay me back within 90 days. The due date came and went. They didn't send the money, and I didn't hear a word from them. When I asked them to repay the loan soon, they assured me that the money would be in my hands within 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, no money was sent, and no explanation was given. When I phoned to say I really needed the $1,000, I was informed rather brusquely that they would give me the money when they could. It's been 6 months since I first told them I needed that money. I have written twice to let them know that I understand things are tight and that they are probably embarrassed. I asked if we could work out some sort of repayment schedule. So far, they haven't replied. I've left messages on their answering machine, but there has been no response. Short of legal action, I don't know what else to do to get my money back and still retain our friendship. Needless to say, I'm deeply disappointed that my good friends would treat me this way.
Comprehension. 1. How much did he lend to his friends? 2. How did he get the money for them even though he had no excess cash on hand? 3. After they broke the payment schedule twice, what did they finally say?
Let's talk. 1. Do you believe that if you lend money to your friend, then you will lose both your friend and your money? 2. Do you think it's okay to charge your friend reasonable interest on any money you lend? 3. If your friend refused to pay you back, would you take him to court? 4. Would you lend money to a friend? Why or why not? 5. Would you ask your friend for money if you were in financial trouble?
Opinion samples. 1. I never lend money to my friends. This means that if my friend asked for money, I would give him the exact amount of money I could afford without expecting him to pay me back, and never more than I could afford to lose. Then I could maintain the friendship and not feel resentful if I didn't get the money back. If my friend asked for more money than I could safely handle, I would simply refuse to give it. Question: what if your friend became estranged from you because you wouldn't loan him money? How would you feel?
2. We see many cases of good friendship eroded by money. However, if we think someone is a true friend and he or she is in trouble financially, why not lend money? Friendship cannot be bought by money, but it can be thrown away by a lack of generosity. Question: would you be disappointed if your friend refused to lend money to you? Issue 29, Money and Friends.
You look very happy. Where are you going?
To the bank.
Did you suddenly come into a fortune?
No, but a friend who borrowed some money from me finally paid me back.
When did you make the loan?
Actually, it's been almost 10 years. I had given up on ever getting any of it back.
10 years? That's a long time. What finally happened?
Out of the blue, my friend contacted me last week. He's had a lot of bad fortune dogging his heels, and had always felt embarrassed about not repaying me. He always wanted to, but couldn't. The guilt was a very heavy burden, he told me. That's why he couldn't call me until he had the money.
I can well imagine. If I ever owe somebody, even if it's only a dinner, I feel terrible until I can do something about it.
Me too. When I loaned him the money, It was a very open-ended arrangement. Because I knew the desperate straits he was in, I never set a deadline for repayment. I just assumed he'd take care of it as soon as he could. But I never thought it would take that long.
I would have given up a long time ago and written it off as a bad debt and him as a bad friend.
Fortunately, he turned out to be a very good friend after all. He not only paid me back the entire sum, but also a very generous interest payment, though that had not been part of the deal. He's also promised to return the favor if I ever need help.
No wonder you look so happy. You've not only got your money back, but your faith in human nature as well. You're a lucky man.
Well, I've not always been so fortunate. Most of the other times I've made a friendly loan, I've been sorely disappointed. I don't know how much money I've lost that way.
Then why did you keep making those loans? Once bitten, twice shy. I know I would never have made that mistake again.
I don't know. I guess in the long run, the money just didn't matter. I'll never really miss it, in the scheme of things. Maybe over the course of a lifetime, I could have used it to buy a new car or something, but it was never a huge sum all at once.
A new car? That's a lot. Why did you keep doing it?
Well, I always felt sorry for my friends' difficulties and wanted to help them. If I didn't do all that I could for them, I would have felt unworthy.
Unworthy? It seems to me that they're the ones who proved unworthy.
Yes, but maybe the rest of them will pay me back in time, too. I still have some faith in them.
You're a much better person than I. If it were me, I'd keep hounding them until they relented.
If you're going to act like that, why make the friendly loan in the first place?
I agree. I probably wouldn't, except in really unusual circumstances.
I just can't live like that. If the time came when I ever need help myself, I could never ask for it unless I'd tried to help others when they needed some support. That's what friends are for, right?
Questions. 1. What do you think about the friend who paid the money back? 2. Why would the man feel unworthy if he didn't help his friends? 3. What does once bitten, twice shy mean?